Hello, my friends. It's your friend Kevin. Today's Monday, the 17th of April, 2023. And this is your card of the day. All right, then. So we are using Angel Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. And these illustrations have been done by Steve Roberts. So let's pop that cover up there. I'm going to explain a little bit more in a minute about the symbolism of the World card in the major. I don't think I covered that much yesterday. Just showed you under the camera what the symbols were. But let's go. Father in the sky, Mother in the earth, angels, ancestors, ascended ones, from all four corners and all realms. I set the intention that whatever is gained from these cards be for the highest good of all those who are seeking healing, inspiration, clarity, positivity. So it is, and so shall it be. You can see I'm not that great at shuffling, but there you go. This one looks like it would be a good card to pull today. Okay. The Eight of Air. Oh, I like this card. Well, so, you know, the eight is a symbol of infinity, everlasting life, things that continue in a good cycle, because we've got a figure eight here, just basically the continuation of life. The Eight of Air, air being your thoughts, what you're focusing on, where your focus is. And the message that Radley put at the bottom, just for some motivation, is an illusion of feeling or being trapped. That's an illusion. A lack of self-confidence, that is also an illusion. And the fear of taking action. And I'm going to say, there's a spirit here and a guide that's basically saying you've got absolutely nothing to worry about, and it feels as if it's a repeat of what was said in the last day or so, but in a different way. I think we talked about the Nine of Air being waking up from bad dreams. That would be the next one in this suit. Here we've got the Eight of Air. The photo or the illustration shows unicorns being chased. It looks like this unicorn in the front is being chased by a bunch of others. I feel like we are, in the human experience, working through what seems to be a battle of the mind. There are many who are totally fearful of making changes and stepping up to the plate, stuck in the insecurity of whether they are making the right choice, the wrong choice. This is where the Eight of Air gets us caught in those conundrums of, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I get this? Should I get that? Always, 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 always follow what your heart is telling you, even though there's a possibility that you may be fearing that. When you follow your heart's desire, when you put your desires into something, wherever your focus goes, that's where the energy is going to flow to. With Archangel Michael, and this card being number 21, the very last card of the Major Arcana deck, this is saying, this is it. You've made it. You know, Archangel Michael shows up in the Emperor, which is number 4 in the major, and then he shows up in the Wheel, which is number 10, and then he shows up here, 21. The planet that governs these particular cards is Saturn. This card too. what Archangel Michael is telling you, you have got the world at your feet, literally. And it's almost exasperating, I don't know if that's really the right word, to say what is stopping you, what's getting in your way. And I think I've said that life begins at the end of your comfort zone. You know, we've been taught that we've got to pay attention to the details. Yes, we most certainly do. And there are times when a plan comes together where those details are certainly important. I remember about 10, 15 years ago working for a company who I would go out and educate and teach, and they wanted the outline for the particular class with exactly how I was going to teach it, what I was going to say, what I was going to present, how it was all going to flow, and almost as if I had to write a script for what I was going to be presenting. And I found that to be quite challenging. Certainly I can come up with an outline. Most people can come up with an outline for their life. But how boring is it when every single thing you do is predictable, is from a script, is rehearsed, is thought out over and over? And all of this is because we have this fear that we don't know how to be authentic, or we don't know how to be original, or we don't know how to be independent. The other fear is making a mistake. And this is where the 8 of air takes away the power of confidence. The fear of getting it wrong, making a mistake, looking foolish, being silly, is greater than the excitement of let's just do it anyway. In this card, the symbolism, you have all of the elements. Here's water. You know, here's the earth, the abundance. Here's the air. And here's the fire up under here. In his hand, Michael, if you can see this, he's got 2 wands, the subconscious and the conscious. And basically, when they're held equally like this, life is in perfect balance, perfect harmony. You know, he's pictured up under here, under a laurel tree. Wings outspread. This is a day and a time to celebrate, to do it anyway, to push the ignition button, to get from, instead of counting back from 10, count back from 3. 3, 2, 1, go. This is not a time to be so worried and trapped by how we're showing up, what we're showing up to do, because I think Archangel Michael is definitely telling us, well, you've got it. You certainly have, you know, we've been on this journey. The other thing I will say, there's a great deal of endings coming. There's a great deal of new beginnings happening. And my nugget to you is, whatever you have been asking for, putting on your to-do list, reviewing, is going to happen because you put it there. You said that's what you want. And maybe today you're thinking, is that really what I want? Is that actually what I want? The other part, which I love this piece, is when you realize what you've manifested, you did it. You put it out there and you didn't realize it was possible, and then you realized it was possible. Now that can shake a confidence tree. When you realize that you really do have that power, that you really truly do have that power to make things happen when they've not ever happened like that before, when you've never had this opportunity that happened before. You're not lacking in anything. You're able to accomplish everything. This number of the 8 of air is number 58. So the energy of the 8 tells us that our endeavors are rewarded either financially or in other types of abundance, as long as we're willing to make whatever changes we have to make. This is the 5 energy. So the number 58 reduces to 4. And if you look at 4, a 5 plus 8 is 13. And then 1 plus 3 is 4, indicating that the angels can help you bring whatever messages you need. Now, the astrological piece of the Eight of Air is Gemini. So that's a brilliant sign, brimming with ideas. And you've also got, Jupiter, the planet of expansion. So what you get here with the Eight of Air, you take this as a sign that already more and more and more ideas are coming. You're not frozen in time. You're not stuck in lack of confidence. And I go right back to the point on the bottom. It's an illusion. That lack of confidence is an absolute illusion. Tarot and the journey that we're on in this lifetime, particularly this number 21, when Saturn returns and comes back in a lifetime, about every 33 years, we get to work on those karmic things that have gone lifetimes upon lifetimes upon lifetimes. Now listen, don't get caught up in the weeds of karma. Oh my goodness, I must be working through karma because this never works out. That's just rubbish. You'll know when you're working on a major karmic healing or breakthrough, you'll know it, you'll feel it. It's a bit like a personal volcano going off. Your feet shake. You're like, ooh, this is something major going on here. You'll know. You'll get those EBGB feelings. Not terrible. Don't horribilize what I'm saying. Just be in this idea that you're about to change into something new. Eight of Air adds up to a 5, using Gemini, Jupiter, moving you forward. And Archangel Michael saying, come on. You got this. You've worked on this balance. It is time to claim it. So whenever I feel like, oops, I don't know that I've got what it takes to get out there and do it anyway. I was with a group of fabulous, incredible young women last night in a meeting, Zoom thing, casual thing, and they were all so brilliant in what they were talking about and how they were overcoming certain things, and it was a lovely conversation about accomplishments and working through challenges and struggle. Challenges and struggle come up because we're meant to sort of slay them, push them away, move past them. The biggest challenge of all is the perception of what other people might think. Listen, they're their own people. They're allowed to have an opinion. They're allowed to have a comment, especially if they love you. And sometimes you have to challenge those things. Sometimes you have to sort of say, listen, I know you love me, and I know you're concerned about me, and I know you've got some reservations about what I'm about to do. And usually it's because maybe you tried it before and it didn't work. Well, it doesn't mean to say it won't work out again, unless you are repeating a foolish choice. In my own experience, things do repeat. But when they repeat themselves, it's usually something that needed to be completed before, if that makes sense. You repeat to complete. So if you've had a situation that went cattywampus, as I like to call it, jippy, on the jip, on the whoops-a-daisy, and then sometime down the road, a situation pops up and the same scenario plays out. Two things are happening. One, the scenario that's playing out a second time is showing you how far you've come and the progress you've made. Two, if the scenario plays out again and it happened to come up suddenly and quickly without you realizing it, it just whoops smacked you. Like, oh, here, I'm in this again. It's still an awareness that you've actually learned this before. So what do you need to complete? Nope, that's it, the completion of it. I got it the last time, I got it this time, thank you very much, we don't need this anymore. I've just gone through it. The difference this time, when I went through it the second time, was that I had to learn or find true, authentic forgiveness for myself. And then true, authentic forgiveness from the perpetrator. Because then I thought, well, okay, I've got the situation where automatically I want to make X individual wrong. And before that, it would have been, not only do I want to make them wrong, I want to hurt them the way they hurt me. Does that make sense? Yes. That is what I had to reconcile. Oh, that was a hard one. So to reconcile it was to, what was the intention? Was the intention all along to defraud and to steal? Yes. Was I a target? Yes. So how do you find forgiveness in that? How do you forgive someone? You just understand that they don't know any other way to be. This is the only way they know how to do what they do. So at some point or another, if that's all they know, oops-a-daisy. That's a lot of stuff to deal with. And I can have love and compassion. Thank you for teaching me this lesson of moving on. And I wish you well and hope that whatever happens next, you'll learn from it. Done. Move on. Anyway, I don't want to get in the weeds with that too much. Just using these as examples. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. And the other thing is, get these messages out to as many people as you can. I think it's important to shine the light on what's inside and let it shine on the outside. Until tomorrow, be well, be safe, be curious. Get out there and do it. Bye.